Hello, this is Nagraj. Today we'll learn about word embeddings and word2vec, and we'll also learn how to use them in the program. Many times machine learning models need to use words for many text related tasks, but the models cannot understand text or string representation of words. This is accomplished by vector representation of words. The vector representation of words into any dimensions is called word embeddings. Word2vec is one of the famous models from Gensim which can produce word embeddings based on the corpus of text provided. If we have a huge corpus and pass it to Word2vec, it can provide us the word embeddings, that is the vector representation of words. There are also many pre-trained word embeddings such as Glow or Google. Word embeddings provide an insight into the company a word keeps. Common dimensions used for word embeddings are 100 to 300. This is the Jupyter notebook and I will show you how to use the word embeddings. First you need to install Gensim. That you can do by calling pip install Gensim. Okay, and we will quickly go and find out what Gensim is. Okay, just go to Google and type Gensim Word2vec and you'll get the first link and you'll see more information about Gensim. Gensim is NLP topic modeling libraries. Okay, it has many things like you can do Word2vec and various other things. Most of these are like NLP related or text related tasks. Okay, so with this in background, let's go back to the Jupyter notebook. Okay, first let's go to Word2vec embeddings. You need to import Word2vec from gensim.models. I'm doing that here. Then we also need PCA, Principal Component Analysis, from scikit-learn because we want to lower the dimension, reduce the dimensions of these vectors and plot them. You also need PLT for plotting. Here we have sentences and that is tokenized form of sentences. That is, punctuations have been removed and the words have been converted to lowercase. Okay, and now I will pass the sentences to Word2vec. Okay, Word2vec sentences, and I am passing minimum count equals to 1, size equals to 10 because I am looking for vector of dimension 10. Okay, and window is 5. Okay, I will talk about what window is later. Okay, so let's run this and it produces me model. I'll take this model and find out what the vocabulary that model has by calling model.wv.vocab and list of that. Okay, now it shows all the vocabulary, all the words that are there in the model. Okay, and let's see the vector representation of every word. So we'll go to, let's say, word program and I'll type it here and I'll see vector representation of program. And ignore this warning, it's telling you that you need to use get item, wv._get item. Okay, for now we can ignore that. So take any other words and you can find vector for that. Okay, so next we want to do is we go through all the words and plot them on a 2-dimensional space, but these are 10-dimensional vectors. We have to use PCA tool, that is Principal Component Analysis, to convert them to 2-dimensional space. Okay, that's what I am doing here. So we are actually creating a X here which is all the vectors together. Okay, that is model. I am passing the entire vocabulary to the model and it will produce me n number of vectors, each of dimension 10. Okay, here I am converting the words into 2-dimensional space by calling pca.fit transforms. Okay, and here we are plotting them. We are going through each word and we are plotting. We are doing scatter plotting. Okay, first we will plot the points and then we will annotate the point. That is, we will give names for each points based on the words. Okay, let's run this. Wonderful. So we see that the words are now represented in 2D space, and in general the words tend to keep the company of similar words, and this will become more apparent when we deal with much bigger pre-trained models. Okay, now let's go to the pre-trained embeddings. Okay, the first one I will talk about is Google News Vector. Okay, You can easily download it by copying this Google News Vector Negative 300 bin to Google. Go to Google and type it here, and you'll get the first location, and you can download it from here, and you need to unzip it. And note that these are pretty big. Okay, this will be like probably 1.5 GB or something. Okay, 1.5 GB. So you need to download this. Okay, I have already downloaded this and I have unzipped it. Let me show you how to use this in the program. Okay, so here I need gensim.models keyed vector. Okay, I am importing keyed vector from gensim.models. Okay, and we need to pass this file name to keyed vector. Keyed vectors.load word to vec format. Okay, this is in the word to vec format. I'm loading this, and it produces me a model. Okay, so this model has all the words and also the vector representation of every word. Okay, it takes a while to load this model because this file is 1.5 GB. So the model is created and I can extract the vector representation of every word. Let me go to first word, banana. Okay, so that's wonderful. I want let me take an arbitrary word like tiger, and I get something. Okay, and note that this will be of dimension 300. Let's print this. That is 300. Okay, it also has other functions like you can do most similar to a word kind of stuff. So let's say I want to find the words which are most similar to woman and king and negative of man. So ideally it should give me queen, because king plus woman minus man becomes queen. Okay, so if I run this, it does produce the queen. Okay, it produces a queen with high probability 0.711. Let's see the words most similar to banana. We get pineapple, mango, pineapples, coconut, potato, melon, cashew. Similar words. Okay, the words that have similar meaning. Okay, let's see what is most similar to America, United States, American, America, Europe, United States, nation, world, Latin America. And what I've done is I've taken about 25, 30, 55 words, and I'm converting them to word to vec. Okay, and see. Okay, here is all the words that I have taken from here. Okay, and I am plotting them. I'm converting them to two-dimensional space and then plotting them. Okay, and let's see the result. Okay, here is the result. We expect words with similar meaning should be around. Okay, you see here champagne, wine, rum, brand, coffee, beer, tea, all are coming together. Okay, and the food stuff like sushi, falafel, pizza, meatball, hamburger are all appearing together in this part of the space. Okay, animals like monkey, tiger, cat, dog, frog, toad are all appearing here, and here we have mixed stuff. Okay, like nature, joy, water, hard work and God are appearing together. That's very interesting. I have Shiva here, and earth, gold. You see exam, knowledge, work are all coming together. Okay, you can do a lot of stuff like this. The countries are coming together. So what it means is these word representations, the vector representations of word, are kind of indicating some kind of a meaning in that word, and this is derived by just different algorithms. Okay, it is mainly based on the context the word is used, and the similar are the words that appear around a particular word. Okay, so you can try your own stuff. You can try your own list of words and see how they appear in the plot. Okay, so this is very interesting. The next thing I'm going to teach you with other type of famous pre-trained word embedding from Stanford. It's called GLOW. GLOW is Global Vector for Word Representation. GLOW for short. Okay, so here also you can do the same stuff, just that it's not in the word2vec format. You need to convert GLOW to word2vec. So you need to import from gensim.scripts.GLOW to word2vec, import GLOW to word2vec. Okay, and the original GLOW file is in a different format, and you need to convert this to word2vec format. Okay, let's do that. Again, this needs to be downloaded, guys. You can also download it by going to Google and type this, and you'll be able to download from here, Stanford site. Okay, so coming back to Jupyter Notebook, see, it has, let's say, 400,000 words. My god, 400,000 words, and each word is represented by a vector of 100 dimensions. Okay, and now this has converted the GLOW format to word2vec format, and again we can do the same exercise, right? Load the word2vec format file name, this particular file, and you will be able to get the model, and you can do same stuff like most similar words. Okay, and you can also plot all the words that you plotted there. Here also you can plot them. It takes some time, but this is very interesting exercise. Here we have the words from GLOW model represented in 2D format. Okay, and here I see words like coffee, wine, beer, tea, champagne, juice are appearing together. Stock, water, France, China, Asia countries are appearing together. Surprisingly, America, money is appearing together, and the job, because they talk a lot about jobs. India is coming somewhere here, and school, work, problem, wealth are all coming together. This is very interesting. It depends on how and where these are trained. Okay, these are trained on billions and billions of words from the Wikipedia sometimes, or from Google News or whatever. Okay, so you see, knowledge is appearing separately, earth and nature are appearing separately, homework, joy together, animals like dog, cat, lion are appearing together, and I don't know why hard work is with them. Okay, so now here also you can get a vector representation of any word that you want. You just need to go to model and type the word. I just go to model and type whichever word I want. Let's say I want football. It has a word, it has a vector. And what should be the shape of this? This should be 100 dimension. Right. Okay guys, this is what I wanted to show you. This is very important, the word embeddings, the word2vec representations, because this we are going to use in very important text related machine learning tasks. Okay, thank you very much for watching this session, and in the next session we'll be dealing with word2vec and word embeddings, and we'll be actually using them in our neural network programming. Okay, and please make sure to like if you like this video. Thank you very much.